What's up, friends? Today we are out here on the Gladius for a range test, and this has been a while coming for me. I haven't found time to squeeze this into my schedule until today, and today is the day before the 4th of July, so this is going to come out way after that, but hopefully you all have a good 4th of July. I'm fairly sure that like 90% of my viewers are American, so hope you have a good day celebrating with your family. I know I will. But today, we're out here doing a range test. And I always like doing these range tests because I do them on the same route. To me, that's really important because then it's completely comparable against the other boards that I test with. So, today's range test, I'm estimating, is going to be a little bit over 20 miles. Main reason being, this is almost the identical setup that the VMAX had that I just tested. So, we'll see how it does, but that's my expectation, so we're probably going to be out here for quite a while. We've currently gone 1.1 miles, and we're at the very beginning of the first loop of the route. So I'm just going to be updating you guys along the way. I might pop in here and there to talk about the board and my thoughts on it as I get more miles on it, but for now, let's jump into it. Oh, and for those of you who are paying close attention in the first video, I ended up going with the 92 millimeter wheels for this range test because I said a couple times that I think these are the wheels that you should get with this, so I figured might as well test them if I say you should ride it with them. And on top of that, we already have a pretty good idea of how the 105 millimeter wheels do, so it'll be interesting to see if this gets a lot more range or a lot less than the VMAX, or if it's almost exactly the same, which is honestly what I think it'll be, but we'll see. I don't normally record anything on the first lap, but we just finished the big hill, and I was able to pin it at full throttle. However, I was doing 23 miles an hour, and I think that's probably close to the top end for the highest speed that any 2P board has done up that hill. So it's pretty impressive. It really got some power in here. But towards the top, I was definitely feeling it peter out a little bit. We still haven't dropped the battery bar yet though, and we've gone about 5 miles. So we're gonna keep going. Probably not gonna record anything else until like the second or third loop. So check in a minute. All right, so we're here on lap 2 now. We just finished lap 1 a couple minutes ago. Currently sitting at about 8.1 miles traveled total. And a little bit ago, at about 6.8 miles or so, we dropped our first bar of battery. Might have been a little bit earlier than that, but somewhere around the 6 range. And power feels normal, still launches as expected, can still go all the way up to 28. That's the fastest I've taken it to anyway. Overall experience so far, pretty good. I thought that at first the small wheels were going to be a mistake and that it was going to be pretty painful, but it's actually done pretty well, and the deck is absorbing a ton of vibration and impacts that you just would not be able to endure on a stiff deck. So really cool that they went with this design. Still don't know if it's a shortboard or a longboard, but who really cares at this point? It's fun to ride, and it's pretty comfortable overall, so I feel like they achieved whatever goal they were trying to go for. So we're gonna keep on riding, and I'll update you guys when the next bar drops. Probably gonna be another couple miles. Okay, well, I said I was gonna update you when the next bar dropped. It just dropped. We're going about 23 miles an hour right now, and we just dropped to 3 bars out of 5 at 9 miles. So I don't know if we're gonna make it to 20. There's a chance these small wheels are less efficient than I expected. You know, When I first got on this, I thought that it wasn't super maneuverable. It's actually a little bit better than I thought. And you can definitely do some pretty good carves on this. I don't really know what tightness these trucks started at out of the box, but I didn't adjust them as per usual. I try to stick to the stock setup and at least see if it's good like that or not. And this feels pretty good. You can definitely go looser, but I'm going all the way up to 28 miles an hour. And this still feels good, so it's pretty good. Down to we're down 2 bars. 3 out of 5. Can still do 23 miles an hour on the hill. Pretty good. It's getting a little bit saggy now though. With that hill run, we killed another battery bar. So we're down to 2 out of 5 now. The 20 miles is looking unlikely at this point. We're at 11.8 right now. We'll probably make it the rest of this loop on one of the 2 remaining bars, which would put us up to about 14-ish miles. And then we'll probably make it one more loop. Part of one loop. We might actually conk out on this hill next time around. We'll see. So somebody in the comments on the last video mentioned that they were curious. Wow. They were curious how well the handle area performs as a kicktail. And honestly, it doesn't really do that well because the board is so flexible that when you get up on the kicktail, well, whatever you want to call it back there, when you get up on it, it actually flexes the board. So it might be kind of hard to show you. Let me try. See, watch. When you go up, it flexes the board quite a bit. You can pop it up. It just doesn't feel right. And then if you go like all the way back, it feels like you're gonna break the tail off just because of how flexible it is. You can see it flexing up in the middle when I do that. And of course, if you're lighter than me, it's gonna react a little differently. But for me, I prefer to just, if I have to like kick turn or whatever, I'll just get off the board and then pop my foot on the tail, and that works perfectly well. If you want to ride and kick turn it, yeah, you can, but it's kind of awkward. All right, we just finished another loop, and we're sitting right at 14.2 miles. So we've done 2 loops so far, and we're still on 2 bars. So I think we can make it one more loop. We might actually get that 20 miles. That would be awesome, but we shall see. I have to pause for now, and I'll come back as soon as I've got more time. But we're pretty chill right now. I think this is about where I wanted it to be, so pick up again and finish it off. Alrighty, so we just got the 25% warning about 5 minutes ago, and it actually just dropped another bar right now. So we're down to 1 bar out of 5, and that should be about 20%, so we're probably getting pretty close to the end here. If I had to guess, I would say we probably have another mile or 2 left. This is kind of that point in your battery range where you're starting to think about how far you are from your car or from your starting point. So we're gonna keep going the speed we're supposed to be going. We're going to exactly 15 right now. And I'll update you guys if we get a drop to 10%, because that's usually what these ESCs will alert at next. Well, not even 2 minutes later, we just hit the 10% warning. So we're down to still 1 bar, and we're at 1.4 miles on this track, plus the 15.2 from last track. So what's that, 16.6 miles? I don't think we're gonna be making it to 20 today, but we're gonna keep riding until it stops. So See what it can do. Well, we're up to about 1.75 miles on the 25 to 10% battery range, so we're still trucking along. I'm pretty much maxing out at about 19 miles an hour now, so I'm expecting that to start dropping. Where we are in the route though, it's possible that we actually do make it to the hill and end up going down it, because going down the hill is obviously just rolling. So we'll see if we're able to make it there. I'm pretty sure we will. And then we're probably not going to make it up the other side of the hill. If we do, great. If not, we're still getting close to 20, but not quite there yet. Well, here we are, rolling down the hill. We did make it there. Right before we got here, we dropped our last bar of battery. So we're currently on 0 bars. I'll be really interested to see if we can recoup just enough energy on this downhill to get us up the uphill. I have my doubts, but we're gonna see, because you usually get up pretty fast on this downhill portion, and maybe the regen brakes will kick in enough. We're up to a bar again, probably partly due to the sag being reversed. Going about 22 right now, 24, 25. Coming up on vibration bridge, 25 still. And we're just gonna hold full throttle as soon as we're on the flat here. And there's full throttle. See how far up this hill we make it. 20 miles an hour. Ooh, no way we're making this whole hill. 17, 16, 15. There is a chance, but it is very low. Oh boy. I don't think that this one is going to get the walk the hill treatment because there's too much of it left. But we'll keep going until it's at 3. That is the rule. Believe it or not, we're still going, and at 6 miles an hour. So if this makes it up the hill, we might get another half mile out of it on the flat. And if we make it almost all the way, I'll just kick push it a couple times so we can stretch the range out. But somehow we're still going, and the slope is gonna flatten out a little bit here in a second, so we're actually doing it. It did drop to 5 miles an hour for a moment there, but the hill has been conquered. I was pretty close with my estimate though. I said on the last loop that we'd probably make it to the hill and then die on the hill. And there we are, we're accelerating again, 8 miles an hour. So we'll cross the street, head down the straight, and see how far it'll go. Well, we're going real slow now, 11 miles an hour. We sped all the way up to like 14 again on the flat. And we have officially passed the Vmax range. I don't know why I thought it was over 20 miles. It was actually 19.02. And we are currently at 20 point, somewhere between 0.4 and 0.6. So there you go. Maybe the 92mm wheels are slightly more efficient. Who knows? But that's pretty good. We're still going too. We're going 14 miles an hour right now. So, I mean, we might get another mile out of this, honestly, but we've been on 0 bars for almost an entire mile now. So I guess there's some emergency extra in the tank. Almost immediately after I finished saying that, we slowed down because there's an ever so slight incline. We're down to 4 miles an hour. 1 more to go. I'm gonna put it up on the sidewalk now since we're going so slow. we officially have hit the 3-mile-an-hour mark. And at this point, we'll be stopping the range test. Pretty good stuff from this small 14S 2P battery. All right, so we've got the Gladius on my back now, as you can probably tell. I've got the grab handle digging into the back of my legs, so that's really fun. But we had pretty good results from this range test. I'm pretty happy with it. It surpassed the other 14S 2P board that we just tested. And we ended up with a total of 21.2 miles as per Strava, or 20.9 as per the remote. So somewhere between 20.9 and around 21 miles is probably a good estimate for how much you could expect to get on a route with a medium-sized hill in the middle of it, which we did conquer 3 times. Without any help, I might add. I did let it just sort of eke its way up the hill. So honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. And overall, the performance of the Gladius so far has been excellent. It's not the #1 in terms of acceleration and braking, but the range is good. It has good acceleration and braking, and it's very comfortable to ride. I didn't really have any foot fatigue at all, or leg fatigue for that matter, besides fatigue from just not riding super often. But that's not anything to do with the board at all. That's just myself. So all that took was just getting off every couple miles and stretching my legs out. Nothing to do with the board, and nothing like the pain that I felt from the the Cyber Mini. Yeah, the Cyber Mini was quite painful to ride. This was not the case. I would say that this flexible deck is probably in my top like 2 or 3 flexibles that I've ridden so far. So really great job to OMW, and really appreciate them sending me this board out. Next thing to do is the performance test. So we'll be doing that soon, and that'll go into the full review, which you'll see in probably a couple weeks at best. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, keep on riding, and peace out.